Hello, it's Ricardo and I'm playing Elite Dangerous Beyond. Now, as part of the old Reboot and Restart series, you've seen me go back and start the game from the very beginning. And what we're going to find now with Chapter 4 is a drastic change of game dynamics. So I thought I'd go to Dav's Hope and pick up some materials while I still can, while I know what the dynamics of the game are going to be, and also so I can stock up in advance of any additional servers coming on that are going to stop me logging out, logging back in, and all materials being refreshed. Now, this may or may not be the case, but I thought it might have been wise just to go in, get quite a bit of this done now, get some materials, get some of those particular materials that I'm going to need for frameshift drive upgrades with Felicity. You know what I'm talking about. We're talking about chemical distilleries, chemical manipulators, all that good stuff. Now, going around and looking on the internet, Dav's Hope is one of the places to go and get them from. Although there are one or two other cargo ships floating around in the, I would say in the vicinity, that you can go and get sort of chemical manipulators and chemical distilleries. However, all that might change. And with a few days now going up to Chapter 4, who knows what's going to happen. So Dav's Hope, I mean, it's pretty spectacular as it is. It's quite eerie, it's dark, you know, it's quite foreboding. But it does have, like some of the other sites as well, quite a lot of respawnable materials that you can pick up that are going to be handy. There's also 6 mission logs as well that go on about a mining disaster and how people are trapped underground in the mines, and how, you know, there's a bit of a management rebellion where they won't, you know, destroy the base and leave the people trapped down below. And those logs are covered at the end of this video. So quite a few materials scattered around, and we're going to go through it in real time in the old Scarab, the SRV. No SRV updates unfortunately with Chapter 4, but never mind. I mean, what have people been doing really? I've been making some money down at Robigo. I've been collecting materials. I've been using limpets to collect materials in space. You know, I really have been sort of like preparing for what is going to be a massive paradigm shift in the dynamics of this game. Things have really gone quiet, and you expect things to go quiet because, you know, this major update is imminent. Also, X4 Foundations is due out on the 30th, and I think that is going to get an awful lot of interest as well. Now do me a favour, if you haven't done so, click that like and subscribe button, and also click that notification icon and ring that notification icon bell, and that'll let you know when I'm putting more videos of Elite Dangerous, Chapter 4, X4 Foundations, They Are Billions, Battlestar Galactica, No Man's Sky on YouTube. So here we go, we're in the old SRV now, we're trundling around, got the cargo scoop deployed, and we're going to head on into Dav's Hope. Now Dav's Hope, as I've mentioned, has got a wealth of materials there. With the cargo scoop deployed, not only are we going to scan the Dav's Hope beacon and get any telemetry data we've got there, which of course will be respawnable, we're also going to collect the logs, and we're going to start picking up conductive components. Moving on, there's a couple over there in the distance. We're just going to scan that particular comms relay. Right, we've got the log, we'll check that later. Now there are 6 of these logs at Dav's Hope. Chemical Distillery, there it is everybody, the Shangri-La of frameshift drive engineering, chemical distilleries. Amongst other things as well, of course. Just going to scan that one particular log. Now, when the materials spawn, you don't get the same materials all the time, okay? The materials do rotate. You won't get chemical distilleries every time. But, you know, logging out, logging back in, you know, it is a quick way of, you know, at least standing a chance of getting these particular items. So continue to trundle on now. What we're going to pick up next. There's a Settlement Comms Uplink. More materials there, conductive polymers. Let's just reverse back. Flawed focus crystals. With a log to scan. And we continue on our merry little way. Now, the scattering of these components is not random. The components are random, but the scattering of them are not. So they generally are in the same locations, right, wherever once you restart and come back on, regardless of what server, whether it's solo or whether it's open. So you are pretty much very quickly going to learn the locations of these materials and generally what spawns where. Now, of course, if you continue to do this and to grind this out for materials, you're not going to have to go and scan the settlement logs every time. In fact, there's no requirement for you to scan these settlement logs in the first place. If you just do them with the materials, do the materials. But why not? Why not bathe yourself in the lore of Elite Dangerous? I mean, to be fair, I think it's quite boring. But hey, there you go. People come here a lot for the materials that you can get. We've got what? Hybrid capacitors. We'll have some of those. Thank you very much. More logs to scan and a few more materials further on down the road. Now with the SRV, don't forget, use that turret to its maximum advantage as well. If you haven't got to go in and out and do a massive 3-point turn in this SRV, that rotating turret sometimes gets forgotten about. Moving on down to the base. Yeah, and here we go. Chemical Manipulators. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start displaying the logs. These logs aren't particularly voice acted. They are just there as text logs found at the base. Which is a bit of a shame. I do like a little bit of voice acting. Now I could do some voice to speech or text to speech. Text to voice? Text to voice, that's what it is. But to be fair, Dav's Hope's been around for absolutely ages and I don't really see any particular reason or benefit of that. You can generally then go back in after you've done all this and collected all these materials, go back in, board hop, or just log out and log back in again. Everything's going to be respawned and you can fill up the coffers of your ship with all these lovely materials. So, there you have it. Dav's Hope in a nutshell. The quintessential Dav's Hope experience, you could say. So I've been Ricardo, this has been Elite Dangerous Beyond. Prior to Chapter 4 and Dav's Hope, we've been collecting materials and we're going to have a look at those logs. I'm going to be quiet now. I'll play the video with some music. You can take a look at the logs and put in the comments where you're collecting materials and what you're doing prior to the Chapter 4 drop and the major changes that are going to happen in game.